Okay, so I had just nailed this beautiful, like vulnerable share where I articulated things clearly and somehow the recording it wasn't captured. So it had like 10 seconds of this thing. So I'm gonna try to do it again. Um okay. Marathoning brave here, and I feel like I only have like one thread of it, but hopefully it's a long one. So, or a strong one. And so yeah, basically, I've heard back from some people who I shared the video with yesterday, and I think at least for one person, there is a point of confusion about like kind of like what was going on overall with me. And so basically, I was just sharing that I'm having a hard time, and I am in a stage in life when I really need to connect and start sharing things that have like really hurt me in the past. And um, kind of like lean on others' strength to remind me who I am. And like one of the points that was pushed back on was like I felt like people didn't really know me. And other people were like, no, that's nonsense. Like, yeah, maybe we didn't know your deepest, darkest secrets or something, but we still know you and we still know um like your kind heart and how you've shown up and how you've helped people over the years. And so I was pleasantly surprised to see like that folks still feel connected to me even in times when I feel like I've got this like mountain of stuff like blocking my view. And I've been really struggling with like anxiety and stuff like that. And so I um like I've not been able to be the best version of myself for what feels like a really long time. And the things like everything that this like perception of myself that I had that I thought I should be good at doing something and that something should be more natural to me. And when I faced like the difficulty in the things that I was historically good at, say like cybersecurity master's degree, I'm used to being like a really good student and um like kind of effortlessly. I know that's like I don't know. I don't want to be like too like braggy on that, but like I didn't really have to try in school, guys, like too hard for like anything. So like to be in a program where like it's like, man, I'm like struggling here and not being like the best student, like not keeping like the best study habits and stuff like that. And it's just like I don't know. I was just spending a lot of time like I guess boo-hooing over things that were like really hurt me and things I'm struggling with, like grief. For those that didn't know, I was pregnant and I lost the baby, and like it wasn't like super far along and stuff. I don't know if that matters to some people, but um, I felt it and like I had that experience and like I was struggling so much because my heart since I was so young was like, man, I really want to have a happy family living together under one roof. Like that's been the cry of my heart since I'm like itty bitty. And and I thought that I was getting to a life stage where that was possible. And so it seemed like I had this dream like dropped on me and it was just like such a beautiful feeling. Like I felt it before I took like the test and the next morning. So like the night before, like I was singing over my belly, like, man, like there's this little life in me, like I know, like, and then I took the test in the morning and like it was true. And unfortunately, like it didn't stay and I blamed myself because I thought like, well, what did I do wrong? Like, was I didn't handle my stress well enough? And so it just felt like, man, that's another thing I'm not good enough to do. Or like, and so I know that seems kind of ridiculous to say, but emotions are kind of ridiculous. They're not rational, like things like that. And then I was also grieving the loss of grandma and like she was my hero. And I didn't want my grief to like tarnish like how strong and um motivating like she's been in my life and like it was really hard to admit that because it felt like crying or being sad was like a betrayal against like her, and I didn't want to blame her for like anything that could be seen as like weakness. And so I just kept feeling like really weak for like emotion stuff. And long story short, the things just kind of like backfired and exploded, and I had like a mental break basically. And yeah, on top of that, I lost my job. Like the next morning that I got back, like I found out I'm no longer like having the same position. And so like it's like, okay, they're really gracious. And if you guys are watching, like I understand why you made that decision, and I agree with it, but still it's like, dang, it's another thing I wasn't good enough to do. And so that makes it really hard. So when I asked my church family and my family to be like, hey, like just if you're praying to the big guy today, just put a couple words in for me. It's because I need all of them. I need all of the reminders. I need the eyes to see things that I can't, and the hearts that remember things that mine doesn't, to remind me. There's a scripture about like basically each member is a different body part in the body of Christ. And for me, whatever part you want to associate me with, um, I feel like in this season I'm something squishy. Like I'm like a squishy thing. I don't know what that is right now, but like I'm squishy. I need people that have stronger calcium or like stronger bones, like the strength kind of folks to like be like, okay, like yeah, you're squishy, but like we'll hold you in. It can be like, I don't know. The family can be like a skin in general that just like holds in my squishiness. Like that's really what I'm asking. That's what I'm saying. And that's what I'm trying to do with this series is like share because I feel like um, well, it's pretty simple. Like, no one can help those of your needs that you won't let show. And um, I was not letting show my needs. And I had some big, like, emotional gap needs that were happening. And I didn't have the emotional intelligence or like capacity or something that wasn't my strong suit to like handle them in like a healthier way. And so I'm trying to do that now, and I'm trying to figure out like how do people do the like I don't know, less heavy stuff together. Like I want to have levity in my relationships. I want to have levity in my life and more joy and more light and more peace and more serenity. And like it's like, okay, cool. Like guys, like you guys seem to be having a lot of fun. Um, I'm kind of not. Can can I learn? And can I partake in your joys and the things that you're celebrating in life? Can you like include me like a little more because I go long stretches of time without hearing from people and they're too long for me because by then I kind of build up this protective shell of like being afraid that just on some off chance like I'm somehow going to face a rejection on the other side because like I just have this huge fear of rejection. And just feeling like if I'm not good enough, then like that increases the chance that I'm going to be rejected. Even like them like letting me go from the church position. I was like feeling like, okay, man, like you're just gonna like ask me to leave now. Like, can it like and they're so gracious and like they had like another thing in mind and like at the same time I'm just like I didn't sleep well just thinking of like, man, do I even have the strength to show up today to church? And and I'm gonna try to go. And so that's what this video is like if there's any confusion on the series that I'm trying to make, it's like a open portal into this journey that I'm on and sharing experiences and like life updates. It's like my version of writing letters or doing phone calls and stuff because um and I'm got loved ones in different time zones, and it's not always the right opportunity or the right moment for them to hear like a particular thing. Or if I've called and they couldn't answer, then I might like start to feel some kind of way. And versus this, like it's like, okay, well, there's this platform, and if people see the thing and they just understand like I, I need a little more love and care in the season, that maybe they'll just like reach out more. Because like this is me reaching out and just in my nuclear family, like sending up little flares of like, hey guys, like doesn't quite work. Kind of need like giant fireworks and pointing direction signs to be like, hey, this is the thing. Can you just remind me you love me? Because kind of forget for all the brilliance that I have and like whatever potential IQ and all of that stuff and my memory capacity and things, like I forget that I'm cherished in a way that feels like I'm cherished. Like intellectually, I know, guys, but like, I don't know. Words of affirmation's my love language, so like I need more words. So yeah. So that's why my update. This isn't the same like recording that I'd made before, but whatever. I'm just trusting by grace, like of God, that whatever actually needs to be said is gets said, and whatever actually needs to share or not be shared is like there's this like thing that's happening, and it'll just come out how it needs to come out. And yeah, I yeah, I was seeing like these little like photos and stuff, and I realized like folks probably haven't seen my room or like things that are in here that I'm interested in. So um I can just share. I've got Mulan here and Belle. I've got some figurines from my grandpa and my grandma. Rest in peace. Got Legos. There you go. Legos, Easter baskets. I remember as a kid, we would always get Easter baskets, and like I don't know if people feel strongly about like different biblical things about Easter baskets, but um, yeah, this is just me just sharing like random things. I'm just like, hey, like I remember like not everything was doom and gloom. I do have happy memories too, and so I want to share some of those and kind of like balance out weighing. Like, it's like, oh man, she released another video. Who's seen it? And how dark is it? That's not what I want to do. Yeah. So like I just want to share my heart, and I've got a lot in there, like, but I just like I couldn't access it, guys. Like I was just struggling too much in certain ways. And so this is like help clear the thing so I can let the light in and have more joy and stuff like that. Sorry, that's kind of gross. It's, I don't know, snot and stuff, guys. Sorry. So yeah, and then over there there I've got different pins, and I've also got uh my mom left behind Madame Butterfly, like I think it's like a record or something. And I actually got to see that opera as a kid, as a teenager, and it was amazing. And I know it's like super sad story, but I really liked it. Like it was really beautiful, and so I was crying like tears of joy. So I've got other tears too. Got happy tears, and but I've just been crying like a lot of sad tears lately, and like crying sporadically at church, and just like just kind of just breaking down publicly, which is not a good look. So if I can just like, yeah, I don't know, just be like, guys, thanks for the grace, and sorry that I worried you so much, and thank you for those that are in my tribe and they're just like, hey, like I know you're kind of unsure and freaking out about if people would be available or if your vulnerability would be well received. So to everyone who is just like, yeah, like letting me know they are there, I'm really grateful. And shout out to Steve for a beautiful conversation yesterday, and to my sister for offering the Zoom and all of that. And so this is the next part of the thing. So just sharing my heart and some of the stuff that goes on in the background. And yeah, so what happened yesterday? I made a video to start a series of a project that is to capture my heart and to share more vulnerably with people that I love what's going on in my day-to-day life and what's going on in my heart. How do I feel about it? I was feeling mixed emotions and feeling a little unsure about being vulnerable that way and trying to be brave and to keep showing up authentically and with less fear of rejection. And why it matters because at this life stage, like I recently had a mental break and I was like hospitalized and stuff. So there's more to that, but yeah, I was really struggling um overall and struggling with deep things that I hadn't ever like shared before. So um yeah, um for those that are wondering, they are past things like long past things. So like my current home environment is good. John and I are doing so much better. There is like a moment that was like adding to stress because like one thing that I was really failing at was finances, and that's stressful because like we had all these goals and they're like require the finances part, and once again I lost my job. So the other one, like I had gotten promoted when we just moved and like bought the house at a different position, and like it was like a big salary like increase for me, and then unfortunately, due to no fault of my own, like the org, like after COVID, had lost like some funding because it's nonprofit, and so then I lost my job right after getting promoted, and it that hurt my ego a lot. So because I was like I had worked so hard and like yeah, so I don't know. This is just to share, like I've been struggling and contextually just overall feeling like not good enough and feeling like really hard on myself for the ways that I haven't been able to show up as I know that I can do. Um, and I just needed different tools and a different like I don't know, path to show up than what I was used to. And so now I have tools and support like medication and like advocates and stuff to help me out. And so I'm really grateful. And now I also have a reminder from at least a few people who reached out from the video that like, hey, you're not alone. Because I don't know, when I was first sending this out, it kind of felt like a like Mars rover or something like in this like rock of thing and then like darkness and stuff and it's like, hey, is anyone else here? And it's like, dude, you're not on Mars. You're here on planet Earth and there's a lot of people that love you. I was like, oh yeah. So thank you for reminding me of that. And I love you all and I'm happy to be here. Happy Sunday.